What's up, okay? How are you, man? I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. What? I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. I go hard, cuz. Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing good today. Happy Halloween if you celebrate Halloween, child. It has been snowing here all morning, but the snow is already melting, so it's not sticking to the ground. But it is one of those cold Halloween, so I don't know if we're gonna get any trick-or-treaters or what. But I'm like, let me go live. It's time for me to go live. I hope everybody's doing good. Let me go ahead and make sure my screens are up here, child. It's a lot going on this internet. Yeah, we've gotten snow here. I'm in Minnesota. We woke up today, it was like real freezing rain, then it started to snow. A lot of it has melted already, but so it's not, a ton of snow, but it's been snowing off and on all morning. So to y'all who got warm weather, enjoy it. We had a beautiful Tuesday though. Like Tuesday, the weather here, actually, I'm not complaining. It's actually been nice all month for the month of October. Tuesday, me and my youngest went to the Timberwolves game. So, and it was a beautiful day. So I'm just like, damn, why couldn't that have lasted? You know what I'm saying? Because I know I thought, throw on a little sexy costume, honey, and go somewhere. But I'm about to be sitting my ass in the house. So it is what it is. Somebody said it's hot in NY. Yeah, the weather all over the nation has been crazy. It's been exceedingly warm everywhere. It should not be this warm. So I can't complain. Even with the snow, it's still about, I think, mid 50s, 40s. So it's not like super, super cold like we're used to. Yes. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing good. So I just want to come on here for a little bit and talk about some things that are going on social media. So I have been asked to talk about the Resilient Jenkins. Now, I'm not a huge TikTok watcher. I do go on TikTok. I will get invested when things go viral, but y'all know my platform is YouTube. And so there's a family called the Resilient Jenkins, and it consists of this white lady, her two white daughters, her baby daddy, this black man, his black son. Then they have a mixed child who looks to be about one. And then she has another bun baking in the oven, another little biracial bun in the oven. She speaks about his good genetics. He got good genetics. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. They're a poor family, right? They went viral because she's been basically trying to monetize her living situation, her poorness. They live in a 1-bedroom apartment, okay? And so you have the two girls, the one black boy, the mixed boy. So that's 4 children right there. Then, like I said, there's a baby baking in the oven. And the parents live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and the kids all sleep in the living room. Okay? So they got their own little rainbow coalition going in the living room. They were sleeping on just blankets and mats, foam mats. And then got the nerve to have 2 cats. I mean, what kind of shit is y'all have? Why do people in the worst situations love to have pets? Got the nerve to have not 1 but 2 cats. Why? You can barely house the children in the home, and you got the nerve to have cats and kitty litters and cats walking on dining tables. I'm sure the whole house is a furry, pissy mess. Gross. I can't stand with people who can't even afford to feed and take care of their children got pets. It just doesn't make any sense to me, but okay, whatever. So she does these TikToks basically showing how she takes care of her family of 7. How she keeps the place, she tries to keep the place tidy. And, they're all living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, granted, the economy is not good right now. A lot of people are having to move in with people, move back with parents. People are struggling right now. So I could give grace. But then what kind of bothered me is that the kids are all sleeping in the living room, but then we go to the parents' 1-bedroom room, the master bedroom. It looks quite plush. Very different from the living room aesthetic. They got neon lights. I said, well, damn. Okay. Got a flat screen TV. Got a PS5. I said, well, the math ain't mathing. Because bunk beds, they're not, super cheap, but you can get, a relatively good pair of bunk beds for under $200. So a PS5 costs between, I think about $599, close to $600, if I'm not mistaken. They could have got 2 sets of bunk beds for what that PS5 cost. The flat screen TV had to be at least minimum $300. It was good size. It wasn't a 30-inch. Good size, at least, 60 plus inches. I just don't understand when we got to the point where we're having children and that we can't afford, we're putting them in situations, and then now we're bringing it to the internet to monetize. So all types of stuff has come out about this family. They've caused an uproar on TikTok. Everybody and their mama has an opinion. But what was very interesting is a lot of people were defending them, right? So you have some people who feel bad, say they've just landed on rough times. There's lots of love in the family. The kids are dancing. They look well fed. But then there's other videos where she's talked about their clothes growing mold and they're only able to do laundry every 2 weeks. So we're going to watch some of these people's responses. So let me go ahead and post some of these.
I think, quite honestly, a lot.
Because she also has responses to the haters. So let's find her original video. I have a lot of screens pulled up, so just give me a second here. Okay, this is her initial video that went viral, the night vlog. So let me share this here. All right. So we're going to go ahead and watch this real quick here.
Welcome back, y'all. It comes been a wholesome night with the Resilient Jenkins. We started off with our typical nighttime routine of making sure everything gets cleaned up. Now, unfortunately, the belt keeps going out on our vacuum, so we just go ahead and use the hose attachment. We got the floors swept and mopped in the bed area and got the beds back down for bedtime. And I wanted to cut out some extra time to go through both of my son's toy boxes and get rid of some stuff that they've already outgrown. Now, have you know, my son asked me if he could take over vacuuming. He said he really wanted to give it a try. While going through the toy bins, I noticed there was a bunch of newborn toys that my son had barely ever had interest in, so they were barely used. Maybe my daughter might have some interest, so we'll go ahead and put them aside for her. Vacuum the area back up and go ahead and put the rug back down. After I was finished resetting the kids area with them, I went back into mine and my husband's room. I that drawer of newborn toys for my daughter. And then me and the kids worked on writing down our manifestations. A little intervention to get the toddler back his mattress so he can jump on it. I wanted to give my kids a little razzle-dazzle magic feel. So I brought out my sage and let the kids both have a chance to hold it. After some reading and writing, I did the hair care for the night. My older son asked for me to cut his hair tomorrow, so we went ahead and left it for the night. And y'all, I promise my toddler was fine right there. My boy just doesn't like hair time. Thank you for spending the night with us. We'll see y'all in the next video. Welcome back, y'all. It comes been a wholesome night with the Resilient Jenkins. We started off with our typical nighttime routine of making sure everything.
Okay, so that's the video that went viral. And, a lot of people were very, very upset about it. And then, like I said, other people had all types of excuses. So let me go ahead and pull up some other videos on TikTok that also went viral.
The first baby mother.
So let me hold on. I have a lot of screens up here. I'm trying to find the one of that lady that was defending them. Oh, here she is right here. The Puerto Rican lady that was defending them, then she had to walk it back.
Yeah, they're in a safe environment with two parents that love each other. I keep on hearing a lot of women saying, this is ridiculous. You have brought children into this world, into poverty. The reality is she had 2 children. He had a son. So before they decided to have children of their own, they already had 3 children. She's about to have her 3rd child with this man. She didn't have 6 children for him. Second, children don't know they're poor until someone else points it out. And I saw the video and all I see is that she is a loving mother. She cooks for them. She brushes their hair. Those children look healthy, well taken care of. Poverty is not a disease. It's a condition that people can improve. These children are not being abused. And if you ask them, they will tell you that they're very happy. He had a son that lived with him by himself, and she had 2 daughters that lived with her in a single parent household. But now that they're a combined family, Those children are happy. Give this family a chance. They'll get a bigger place. Don't be quick to judge. The children.
Okay, so you guys just heard what she had to say. Now, what I find very interesting is this, and I get, like, you know, not judging. Everybody can't necessarily help their circumstance, right? Because people can fall on hard times, things can happen. But I noticed that when it's somebody, especially when it's a white woman, let me just keep it real. When it's Trailer Trash Becky, there's all types of grace. There's all types of, oh, you know, she'll get it together, give her a chance. If this was a black woman with a bunch of kids that she clearly can't afford, there is no grace. Where's the fathers? Why you having all these kids? They should have been aborted. There's none of this grace that I'm seeing for this woman. Now, when they told their backstory, they said that they met in 2020 during the pandemic. When everybody was supposed to be social distancing, she met her man. And she only knew him for a month. And after that month, she moved him in with her 2 daughters. So my thing is, where is the stranger danger? You are a mother of 2 girls, and you're moving a man in with you and your children after only knowing him a month. And even for him, he's a single father. You're moving a woman in that you've only known for a month with her 2 daughters with your son. So to me, it looks like these parents were only thinking about themselves and not the children. But it's just been very interesting watching the level of grace, the level of which people are willing to help her. Because we've seen it with black women who have come online, cried tattooed tears about having all these kids and needing help. And they're either getting drugged in the comments or people keep scrolling. So it's just very interesting, the conversations that are being had. Here goes another man that's defending them. Let's watch what he has to say.
Most with a lady with 6 kids, 7th on the way, and she lives in a 1-bedroom.
What you should be upset with is the fact that you and many other creators are struggling with basic math.
About for a family of 6 going on 7, living in a 1-bedroom.
Quick math lesson for those of you still struggling. This Resilient Jenkins crew consists of a father and a mother. That's 2 people already. We know that she's pregnant, so I'm going to put that in as a placeholder. We're trying to...
He goes on to do this math equation with how many kids there are, as if that negates the fact that you still have 7 people in a 1-bedroom apartment. So a lot of people were dragging him. Like, you probably have, you know what I'm saying, a baby mama. You're probably in the same situation, hence why you're defending. Let me see if I can speed this up a bit to when he sits down and talks.
Jenkins, we people have 2 options. We can either help or hush. Because these 2 parents are of sound mind and these kids are well fed, clothed, and housed, even though it's in a very tight location, I'm going to choose the option of hushing. But for those of you who are currently going viral for making reactions to this family's current situation, please consider donating some of those profits that you're getting from the Creator Fund to them. I've done it in the past as a creator for various causes, and I challenge you creators to do the same. Resilient!
So again, Dusty Darren coming with the cape to defend the Resilient Jenkins crew. And now it's also come out, they decided to do a Q&A about the situation. Come back to her. She made some good points. The fact that people gave them everything off of their wish list is just comical. Okay, so this was her, the mom. I'm going to just call her Mama Jenkins. I don't know her name. But this was her talking to the haters. Because, you know, they got to, you know, call out the haters. This was just a few days ago.
Another viral video, but woo, these days people love to be hated. And honestly, I only have one thing to say to those people. Y'all are entitled to your opinion, and there's a key word in that phrase. I really feel like people just don't even think before they make some of these comments, because I think, quite honestly, a lot before I do anything. My husband and myself thoroughly thought through how much hate we were going to receive for posting and being honest about our living situation. But if I'm being real with you, the folks whose opinions would actually matter, like, say, our apartment manager and the city in which we live in, all of the kids' teachers, really anybody who matters, knows that me and my husband husband have 4 going on 5 kids, and we are living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Of course, that is not ideal, but not ideal to whose standards? Not everybody has the same opinion of what their housing should look like. In fact, our dreams lie on the potential of one day owning a tiny home. Don't know about the whole tiny home community? Look into it. It's really cool. Whether you choose to agree with our lifestyle or not, that's just say it's our lifestyle. I could personally never come at another mama who I could see is just doing her absolute best and making the best of the situation in which she's in. And again, that's on you if you want to. It won't stop the constant grind and motivation that me and my husband have to keep this going. You see, we have a whole plan, a whole lot of dreams to continue. If we were to sit and dwell on the hate, that would just take from the time we can be productive. I've heard plenty of stories of people coming from the bottom and making it to the top. The beauty of this is we get to show our progress. We get to show our journey. And whether you see it or not, we've actually come quite a ways. We keep open communication with our children about all of our journey. And whether you choose to believe this or not, they actually are happy and grateful for everything we go through. We're a tight-knit family. We enjoy being close. We look forward to every growth opportunity that God has in the plans for us. Welcome and hi to all of our new followers. Thank you for watching.
So it's clearly apparent this woman is doing this for views. She's pimping her poverty situation for
Jenkins
likes.
situation.
Being in this reality.
Let me see here. There was another video. Okay, so this is the video here where her and Mr. Jenkins, they decide to, basically talk to the audience. But notice the energy is different. The audio is really low. He says that he doesn't feel like he needs to really work. He door dashes. He doesn't believe in W-2s, and we find out why later because, again, this Dusty owes child support. So we're going to go ahead and listen to them. But like I said, their energy, it's very low. The audio, I'm surprised because they film everything else. Everything else, they're proud of showing, moldy clothes. They're proud of showing, dirty floors and where their kids sleep. But then when it comes to them responding to the public backlash, we get a still shot of an old ass picture with him with dreadlocks. He don't even have dreadlocks no more. So we get a still shot, and then literally they don't have the same energy. The voice is very, very low in this, so y'all might struggle to hear. We're just gonna listen to a little bit of the bullshit they're spewing.
For my time or for my worth. And people say, "Oh, you don't know your worth." Of course, I know my worth. Everybody should know their worth.
Hence why we're no longer.
I've done plenty of jobs in my lifetime. I feel like I should get paid a certain amount. What else are we addressing? The destructiveness.
Yeah, there's
A speculation going around that we bought, quote unquote, bought foam toppers for our kids. They had frames, they had mattresses, sheets, pillows, the works, even little drapes on their
princess tapestries.
They hung on everything and bent everything and broke it and tore it down, and
I know it's hard to hear because, like I said, the problem is now y'all want to whisper. Now there's no microphones. Have the same energy I have when y'all are shooting these ratchet videos. Why y'all whispering now in the closet? The reason why they don't have no beds is because they tore up everything. They broke the bread frames, so I took it from them. Where's all this loudness when y'all are shooting these family vlogs? So the energy is very different. Now, I don't know if y'all missed it, but he says that he won't work a job that won't pay him $30 an hour. Oh, you want a job that pays you $30 an hour? Okay, well, sir, what degree do you have? What degree do you hold? That you should just be betrothing a $30 an hour job. Are you a veneer tech? Are you a dentist? Are you a doctor? Like, you know how many people who have degrees are not making $30 an hour? So he says that he doesn't need to work because they're not willing to pay him his worth. He knows his worth. And we all should know our worth. But for people who know their worth, they would not be having their children living in this situation. So it's funny that he knows his worth and that he won't take a job that's beneath him, but yet and still they don't seem to care about their children's worth and get these kids in proper beds. Kids break stuff all the time. Welcome to being a parent. It's annoying, but when they break things that are vital, you just have to replace it. That's your job as a parent. If they broke the beds, you don't just say, oh, well, you're going to sleep on foam toppers for the rest of your life. You go and get them a different bed. So we're going to keep listening.
They're destructive. That they're, especially our two girls,
somehow they bent the hell out of the metal frames and all that, making it more or less a hazard. So we had to remove it from the house, and then they tore up their sheets and all bed covers and all that. And if you guys don't know, when anybody orders a bed is a giant piece of foam. When you go on to order a bed, it says foam mattress.
Kids and raise them a way that I don't agree with, or I stay home and raise my kids and get to watch them grow and become their people. And that's the choice that I would rather have.
Oh, and of course, people think I want to stay in a one bedroom.
That's
no.
what I'm saying. They think we want to stay in one bedroom.
Things have increasingly got more expensive.
Okay, it's so low I can barely hear it, so I'm sure y'all are struggling to hear it. I just don't have the energy to. My ears are sensitive, and I'm not about to struggle to listen to this BS. Let me go ahead. I think she kind of low-key broke it down, but let me. It's a Friday morning vlog. Yeah, her vlogs are very different when there's money to be made. You can hear everything. Oh, this is the one where they got beds. So their followers, the people, I call them the enablers. Y'all done went and got everything off of their Amazon wish list. He wanted hair brushes and beard oil. I mean, it was so much stuff on this Amazon wish list. It was insane. And people bought it. They bought them everything on the wish list, including beds. So she's going to speak on this situation here.
Resilient Jenkins, they're not resilient, they're lazy, but that's the name of their account, so I'm gonna have to put that. But yeah, the people on the Amazon wish list did buy them the bunk bed for the girls, which I'm not gonna say anything against that because the girls do need a bed. So it's great. I bet this is the hardest work he's put in like a year or so, but at least the kids have a bed. And I'm gonna say they did set up the beds in the living room area, so they're not gonna give up their one bedroom for their kids. I don't think any of us were surprised about that because they're very selfish. They put themselves first above the kids. Now, this bunk bed, I'm a little bit confused because the bottom, the girl is still on the floor. So I've never seen a bunk bed like this before. I grew up sleeping in a bunk bed, and my kids had a bunk bed when they were little. So I don't understand. And this is the bunk bed that they chose for the kids. So it's a little strange. And to clarify things, the older kid that lives there, he's had a bed, and the toddler has had a bed. So it was just the girls sleeping on the floor. They should really be canceled. I'm glad everybody's speaking out and we're all on the same page that they should be canceled. They shouldn't have to use their kids.
Unfortunately, I too slept on a bunk bed for years. I have a little sister, if y'all don't know. On top of my brothers, we slept in bunk beds. We lived in 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. I've never seen a bunk bed like that a day in my life. With just a foam thing under. Like, where's the rest of the bed? He literally just put together the top half of the bed and was like, whoo, I'm tired. And just went on about his day. That's not a bunk bed. I've slept in bunk beds. Like, what in the bunk bed is going on here? You know, like, this is insane. This is insane. And people are literally, they're making excuses for this family. Now, let's go to the update because the baby mama ends up coming out and speaking. This is not the baby mother. This is somebody's going to break it down. I'm going to watch her really quick.
So we have gotten an update, this whole Resilient Jenkins situation. So the first baby mother has come forward. Yes, that is right. Andrew Jenkins' first baby mother has come forward, and in fact, he is a deadbeat. Also, this is the first baby mother. This is not the mother of the child that is in that home. Actually, this is a child before that, and they are in fact siblings. He hasn't paid child support in years, and he hasn't seen his son in years. And Stephanie saying that he only came into that relationship with one child is a lie, because he has multiple children before he was in a relationship with Stephanie. In fact, he could possibly have 3 children outside of Stephanie. This whole situation is a mess, guys, but as always, let's just go ahead and talk down in the comments and let me know how you guys are feeling about this whole Resilient Jenkins
Okay, so now I'm gonna play the baby mama, the oldest child's mother. She is the one who has her child by Mr. Jenkins. Because he tried to lie and make it seem like all he had was that one black son. But she's the mother of his oldest child.
Your dad, bless his soul, that he ain't here to see this. You're an embarrassment. I'm sick. But I have the most beautiful son. And he would never be nothing like you. Ever. He has a heart of gold. He's a leader. Do you hear me? My son gets compliments about how he is. He's bright. Oh, he's bright. But that last name that my son is carrying is coming off. Off. You've hurt my son in ways that I can't explain. And he may not show it, but I know sometimes it bothers him. So what I'm gonna do is protect my baby. But what I do know, what I really do know, is the 12 years you've been running, no matter if you got clean or not, no matter if you got clean or not, you're still doing the same bullshit. Same bullshit. 12 years. My baby be 12. And you're still on the same bullshit. And every time, and it's not something that I want to fucking know. Nothing that I want to know. Nothing. You're an embarrassment. She's an embarrassment. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what people are saying. It's an embarrassment. You should be embarrassed. And if you could sleep at night knowing that your kids sleep on that floor and you're able to just be up in a room decked out with a PS5 and you don't even take care of your first child and you think you about to be blessed. Oh no. God don't work like that. God don't work like that. Not the God I serve. Not who I talk to. Not who's protecting me. Not who's been protecting my child. So yeah, keep thinking that they're in a house with two loving parents. No, they're in a house with two selfish parents who don't care about their upbringing and live nasty. And that's why my son was never around. And I'm so glad. And I'm so glad I'm raising a well-mannered young man. With the help of my family and my husband.
All right, so you guys just heard from the first baby mother. So the whole situation is just insane. TikTok, you gotta love the app, right? TikTok is like just a soap opera daily. There's always something trending, people weighing in. But this situation is sad because again, you have babies that are in a situation that they did not ask to be in. You have an attention-seeking mother and an attention-seeking father. And this is the problem, is that social media has now normalized where everybody can have a soapbox. Years ago, these people would just be embarrassed, living their life and trying to get up out of their situation quietly. But now with the advent of Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, you can follow people in these situations, document their lives. With not a care in the world as far as like how the children may feel, how they may be viewed in public, at school, things like that. So it's just, the whole thing is sad, but also one thing that people, I don't feel, are hitting on with this situation is that you have people who were raised like this. Nobody ever talks about the trauma that children deal with when their parents are basically breeders. This is all these people are. She has a fetish for breeding. She's, basic at best. Not to go in on her, but she's just a basic white girl. The white men who are on their shit would not look at her twice. Let's keep that real. They wouldn't look at her twice. They wouldn't entertain her. So it seems like the most attention she gets is when she's pregnant. She even said that if you guys help her go viral, if you guys continue to watch them, he will make sure that she's pregnant continuously. She wants to keep on having mixed babies. And he's willing to keep knocking her up. Not once has he mentioned marrying her, wifing her up, but he's willing to keep knocking her up. Just for views, so they have, money coming in. The whole thing is just really, really sick. They literally have a breeding fetish. Her other child is can't be older than 1.5 at the most. And you're pregnant again. Where is this baby supposed to? Well, I guess the baby could be in the bedroom with them because it's still a newborn. But how do you have a man laying next to you who is saying that he refuses to work a W-2, that's what he calls it, a W-2, because nobody is willing to pay him $30 an hour. So he's just going to hustle and do DoorDash. It's how do you think that that's okay as a woman to even subject your daughters to that, or to even have your daughters thinking that that's what a man is supposed to do? Do the bare minimum. Dodge child support like he's playing dodgeball. That's why he doesn't want a W-2. He doesn't want to pay child support for the other children that he's made and left out here. The whole situation is dusty, but because she's a white woman, there's all these excuses for her and all this grace that's given. I'm not giving her grace because, again, when I see black women who do the same thing, I don't give them grace. So why would I give her grace? It's just insane. You're looking for social media validation. You're looking for views. You're looking to go viral. And you're looking to make TikTok your hustle. And again, like I said before, the conversation that a lot of people are not willing to talk about is that there are people who really grow up in this situation where they are raised by breeders. They're raised by mothers who just want to keep having children. And then because one of my best friends growing up was in the same situation. And funny enough, she got a white stepmama. Not trying to be messy, but they were literally having kids to see if they could eventually have a child with green eyes. And when the baby was finally born after 6, I think the 7th one had green eyes. Oh, you couldn't tell them shit. The world had to know that they finally had a green-eyed mixed child. And guess who was stuck raising these children that she did not ask for? My friend. Guess who couldn't leave her home and do things that regular kids could do, after school sports and activities? My friend. Because she had to be the babysitter, the surrogate mother, because their parents just kept having a bunch of kids. And my friend is full black. All her siblings are mixed. So this situation to me just reminds me, just in reverse. This lady has white children, but just in reverse is with my friend. You have people who really do that. They'll get into these, and I'm not saying all interracial relationships. Please don't mistake that. You have normal, healthy relationships. You fall in love with who you fall in love with. But you get certain people and this is the vibe I'm getting from this woman because, like I said, my childhood, really good best friend went through this. And so when I see this woman talking about how this man has good genetics and the little things that she's saying, I get the same vibe from this woman as my friend's stepmother, who just kept having children after children after children because they wanted to see what each mixed kid was going to look like in hopes of having a green-eyed child. And then they finally got one. And then once they had the green-eyed daughter, then she decided to get on birth control. This is a real thing, and y'all can act like, it's not, but this is a real thing. This really does happen. When I see it even now on TikTok and on Instagram, there's a family where all the kids have like green, grayish eyes. And the mother and father, I think they're like on the 11th child. They all have weird names that start with A, I think. This happens all the time. It is insane. And I'm not saying that you're not allowed to have a big family. That's not what I'm saying. But when you have 6, 7 kids and you're living in a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment, you clearly can't afford it. You shouldn't be having more kids than you can afford to take care of. And my thing is, before social media, before TikTok, before there was a check to be had online, what were people doing? You had to be more aware. You knew that you had to get up and work. And I feel like because people are seeing like these huge families on TikTok and they're being compensated and they're making all this money in the creator fund, and now they're able to go buy a RV and, you know, supposedly homeschool their kids and all this nonsense. They're having these kids for a bag. And it's sad because the children suffer. You have a lot of people, unfortunately, who were raised in these type of environments, and it really messed them up as adults. And then sometimes a lot of them end up repeating the same cycle because that's all they know. So now they're out here with 3 and 4 baby daddies, 6, 7 kids, and the cycle repeats itself. But it's not fair. Like, kids don't ask to be here. You know, I get it that you do have to help out with your siblings and take care of your siblings. And it's one thing if it's 1 or 2, but when you're leaving a child to take care of like 6, 7 other kids, that is insane. And then what ends up happening is you end up with a situation like the Malones. This whole Krishan Rock situation, where their mother had 12 kids. She's out running the streets, trying to work, getting high. Multiple baby fathers. And what happens is that the kids are now left to their own devices. They're left to try and raise each other. The older kids are trying to be parents. The younger kids are looking to the older ones as mom and dad. But the older kids want their freedom. They just want to be children, but they can't be. Then the abuse starts. Now I'm going to physically beat on these kids because I'm upset because I'm in a situation that I didn't ask to be in at 11, 12, 13. And you better hope that it's just physical and it's not a situation where now you have children sexually abusing other children. And it happens far more than people are willing to speak about in these type of situations, where kids are being left to their own devices, in small corners, in small pockets of the home where there's no privacy. There's nowhere for them to even leave to go breathe and think and get away, because everywhere you turn, there's 2 eyes staring at you. Everywhere you turn, there's a body in the house. There's no privacy. This is not a good look. And it's sad. And I feel bad for the children because they didn't ask for this. And again, I'm not trying to necessarily judge these people because I don't know them fucking personally. But I just, the things that they're saying are raising red flags in me because I've been raised around people like this. And the fact that this woman is clearly saying on her channel that she's doing this for views and she's trying to go viral and she's begging her audience to subscribe and to, you know, support her channel so that way her husband can keep getting her pregnant. That's not normal, especially when you can't afford the situation that you currently created. I'm trying to see if I can find the video. It's on her page. Let me see if I can find it. And I mean, her baby is adorable. The one that she has now. Adorable baby, but he didn't ask to be here. Let me see if I can find the video. And granted, yes, the kids are fed. They're eating. But I'm not going to give somebody props for feeding their children. That's what the fuck you're supposed to do. Like, I don't understand all this. They're fed. Okay? You're supposed to feed your kids. You don't get props for, like, doing the basics in life. You have kids. You decide to carry them to term. It is your job to bathe, feed them, and put a roof over their head. And the problem is what she's doing, that because she's looking for attention, she's putting herself and her living situation in danger. Because I'm sure people have been calling CPS. I'm trying to look and see if I can find the video. I'm sure people have been calling CPS on her. And the problem is, you're not putting your landlord in a situation where they may force him to evict you guys. He was actually doing you one solid, allowing you to be there with all of these children and this man. And now you could find yourself homeless and being put out because you want attention on TikTok. But don't worry, I'm sure there'll be a GoFundMe. And I'm sure her followers and whoever else will help them get into some type of 3-bedroom home. Because again, there's no more shame, there's no embarrassment, and there's no accountability. When you hold people accountable, people accuse you of hating, accuse you of supporting eugenics. I don't know why that even became a conversation. But you had TikTokers accusing other TikTokers of being against the poor and wanting to stand for eugenics. That blew me. So holding people accountable for situations that they're putting innocent children in is eugenics? Or is that called accountability? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I just think the whole situation is just sad. I just do. And like I said, the kids are all adorable. Her daughters, the black son, they're all adorable children. But children don't ask for this. And I just think it's really unfair. And she's been doing this for years. Here goes a video. Here goes them going to the laundromat. Like, it just...
Come with us to the laundry.
This has been going on for years. She didn't just get on TikTok. She just went viral. But she's been doing this for years. Here's them going to the laundromat.
So if you don't follow us, we are a family of 6 living in a 1-bedroom apartment. We don't have a washer and dryer in our unit. We do have access to a community laundry, and we just much prefer to do our laundry at the laundromat. It's a lot quicker and a hell of a lot cheaper. And until my luck runs out, my kids actually enjoy coming with me and enjoy helping along with the process. However, this time my son was not having it, so his dad did come pick him up about 5 minutes after I took this clip. He filled 2 45-pound, 1 75-pound, 1 35-pound washer with 2 weeks worth of clothes. You heard that right. We have not been able to get to the laundromat in 2 weeks. I mean, as you can tell, me and my daughters are rocking pretty heavy clothes for 90-degree weather. We were literally using the last of what was in our drawers. So I do feel like situations like these...
Did y'all just hear that? She said her daughters are wearing heavy clothing in 90-degree weather. How is that okay? It's summertime and your kids are wearing sweat outfits because you haven't done laundry in 2 weeks. How do you have a man so y'all haven't done laundry in 2 weeks when y'all shower, or y'all not putting on clean drawers? And you know what I'm saying? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Why are clothes not being washed every week at the end of the week? These kids shouldn't have to be wearing sweat outfits in 90-degree weather. And she sees nothing wrong with this.
These teach my kids a lot of resilience and resourcefulness. They were quite adorable, sharing outfits and exchanging different things to make sure everybody was comfortable. We are the Resilient Jenkins for a reason. Nothing stops us and nothing keeps us down. Dad's always on the go providing for his family, but constantly apart to make sure he's helping. Thank you for watching. Follow us to get to know us better. Come with us to the laundry.
Again, follow us to get to know us better. I'm trying to see if I can find that video of her being pregnant. It was when she got pregnant again. See if I can find it. Where she's like, yeah, make sure you guys subscribe because he's going to keep keeping me pregnant because I just want to keep having more babies. Just strange. And she has a little one. That's what's so crazy. Yeah, I can't take this family seriously. You know, again, people can find themselves in hardships and hard situations, but most parents would give the children the bedroom. One, for safety. So that way, if they open the door, if they come out the room at night, you can hear the door opening. You know, you're right there. But when you have a bunch of small children right by the front door, You're letting everybody on social media know this. What happens if somebody happens to break in and snatch the kids, God forbid, but you're putting all of this on social media for the world to consume, not realizing that you're putting these children at risk? Why not get bunk beds for these 4 kids? Well, the other one is under, I think he's like 1. He has his own little bed. But at least for the other 3, why not get bunk beds for them and put them in that room? And then you and your husband in the PS5, chill in the living room. That would make the most sense. Get a sleeper sofa in the living room, and then you guys sleep in the living room while the children take the master bedroom. That is what most parents who end up in these type of situations, that's what they would do. Because as an adult, you have to rough it out, but your children shouldn't have to rough it out. So I just think this whole situation, I just think it's sad. And I hate the fact that she's literally being rewarded for this behavior. Everything on their Amazon wish list, bought and paid for. Ring lights. Even he wanted a $50 keyboard cleaner. Some type of little high, it's like a vacuum. It's like a high-def vacuum. It has lasers and lights, and it cleans keyboards. Bitch, I don't even have one of those. I'm like, well, damn, I don't even have one. That's where your mind goes when you're trying to put together an Amazon wish list? A keyboard cleaner? Wave grease? A wave brush? All types of trinkets for them? It's insane. It is insane. I think at this point, this is just a grift for them. They know what they're doing. They're going to run with this viral moment, and they're going to keep grifting. You have a lot of people who do this on social media, and then, they'll have the viewers really invested in their story. Please help us get up out of this 1-bedroom. We need y'all's help, to try and get into this 3-bedroom rental. This is going to be their grift. Neither one of them want to work a W-2. That's what they call it. They want to be entrepreneurs. But it's funny that their entrepreneurship consists of TikTok. That's not being an entrepreneur. And I said this before. I never understand people who have this idea in their mind that being a social media personality or influencer is entrepreneurship. No, you're just a fucking YouTuber, just like me. You're just a TikToker. You know why it's not entrepreneurship? Because you don't own the platform in which you're posting on. At any point in time, if TikTok shuts it down, you're out of a job. An entrepreneur has their own business, their own LLC from the ground up, and they're providing some type of service. Doing commentary on social media does not make you an entrepreneur. I don't know why people think that. That was the same thing that Fresh and Fit used to say. And then as soon as YouTube deplatformed them, they were crying. Well, I thought y'all were entrepreneurs. I thought y'all were running YouTube the way y'all were talking. Oh, they had to remind you that y'all don't run shit. This is their platform. And what they say goes. So you're not really an entrepreneur. You're doing commentary like everybody else. You're getting a check from Google like everybody else, meaning that you're an employee like everybody else. You're not a boss, you're an employee. So, yeah, it's just very interesting how they both are considering themselves, this is entrepreneurship for them. No, it's not. You're using your children for TikTok views. You're using this to go viral. You're using this as a grift. I just wish people would just be honest and just say what it is. Everybody wants to be a CEO and an entrepreneur. Bullshit. When you're just an employee. Simple as that. So that's my thought on the UNResilient Jenkins. They're not resilient at all. They're unresilient, because if they were really resilient, they wouldn't put their kids in a situation that they both can clearly get out of. Both of them are healthy. She said her man got good genetics. They both can get a job. Door dashing is not enough. And if you don't want to work outside the home, there are work from home jobs where you can sit at home and take calls all day. You can, people will call you. They'll place pizza orders. Pizza Hut does work at home. I've done it before. when I needed extra money. There's all types of work at home customer service jobs. So her and her king are both full of shit. Nothing but a Dusty and trailer trash Becky looking to go viral and grift the TikTok community. And unfortunately, you guys are enabling this nonsense. Hoo-wee. So those are my thoughts. I'm done. I'm over this family. Get this lady off my damn screen. Yeah, it's not cool because, like I said, there's people who really grew up in these situations and it really traumatizes them. When people are not allowed to be children and have their childhood because they're having to raise all of these brothers and sisters that they did not ask for, it's not okay. That's why the Malones and many people like them are really messed up, because they had to step up and be parents because the parents wanted to run around getting high and doing what they wanted to do. Let me see here. Let me read some of these super chats here. Demonica G sent $9.99. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hold on. My screen just disappeared. AG sent $19.99, says, this story reminds me of the Prince family from YouTube. Bianca and Damian Prince got backlash for judging their newborn daughter's features. Bianca was mad her baby didn't have pretty eyes. So sad. Yeah, I remember that story. I did a video on that. I tell y'all, I don't watch family vlogs. I'm not into family channels. I just think the whole thing is weird. Putting your kids online for a check. So I've never been into that. I didn't know their whole backstory, but that's not, I guess for me, I just felt like the internet was being disingenuous with that situation because a lot of people had that mentality. A lot of people had that mentality about the pretty eyes, the light eyes, things like that. Like I said, there's a whole TikTok family where this lady's like literally on her 10th or 12th child. And all you see in the comments is, oh my God, the whole family has beautiful eyes, pretty eyes. So I'm not surprised that she had that mentality because I'm sure her whole life from the time she was born, people were telling her that she had pretty hazel eyes. So of course she's going to want her daughter to have her same quote unquote pretty hazel eyes because that is what people big up in society. So, for me, I was just kind of surprised that people were even shocked that that would be her attitude, especially being that people were saying that the family was already colorist and the husband was colorist. So, yeah, it's sad. It's sad that these kids get put in these situations that they don't actually be put into. Let me see here. Dexter Davis sent $4.99, says, what's up, T? Just dropping by to show some love. I'll catch the playback. Thank you so much. Appreciate the love. Let's see here. Dee Watson says, hey, T, got to catch the playback. You look good, Auntie. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, sis. Sierra sent $9.99, says, T, look into Brittany Murphy. She dated Ashton Kutcher. They broke up. She got married, and she mysteriously died from pneumonia, and her husband died 6 months later from the same cause. You look gorgeous. I didn't know she dated Ashton Kutcher. That's interesting. I know that one girl that he was about to go pick up on a date was killed right before the date. There's always been some mystery surrounding that, but I didn't know about the Brittany Murphy connection, so thank you. Let's see here. Catpin says, if she were black, they would be calling them ghetto and calling CPS on her. That's a fact. They definitely would be. And I think, like I said, I do believe that CPS has been caught on her, but again, unless it's like deplorable situations, a lot of these agencies are tapped out. There's only so much they can do, unfortunately. There's not a lot of and then sometimes you take these kids out of these homes and put them in foster homes and they end up in worse situations. So, I don't know. And I don't want to say that the kids should be taken out of the home because I don't think that the kids are being beat on or anything like that. But the situation is not conducive. It's not okay. They need to get into parenting classes. They need to have the state involved. And they need to better the situation overall. And it shouldn't be up to the audience. It should be up to the two able-bodied adults who have these children living in this situation. So I do think that CPS needs to be involved. I don't think the kids need to be necessarily taken away and thrown into foster care. But I think that they need to get the ball rolling. If CPS has, resources available. Because a lot of times with CPS and these agencies, there's so many children being neglected, being abused, that certain things have to take priority. And so because they're fed and the home isn't as terrible as it could be, a lot of times CPS, they'll take more priority situations. Because there might be a child up the street that's literally living in where there's dog feces everywhere and the parents don't care. So it's really sad, like the lives that some children, end up living because of their parents' decisions. Let me see here. Miracle Denise says, why is she allowing a man with no job to impregnate her? And the kids should have beds. She is putting that man's comfort before her kids. I definitely agree. She is. Let's see here. Forever Your Leo sent $9.99 says, this whole situation is a mess. Everything from him not wanting a job to avoid child support, to the kids having lice and fleas in the house, and them being good for a bedroom, but not the kids. Yeah. It's insane. The whole thing, he does not want to pay child support. So, and she's enabling it. I mean, as a woman who claims to love his son like her own, why don't you love the other children that he has out here as your own? Why would you not encourage him to foster relationships with those children as well? So as long as he's in the household and you have a man, even if it's a piece of a man, as long as your kids are being taken care of, that's all that matters. Screw the other children that he was out here creating. Screw the other broken homes. But unfortunately, a lot of women have that mentality. That as long as he's in my household and taking care of my children, I don't care about the ones outside. So it's sad. Brittany says, and Miss Jenkins says that black men have superior genes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When she was talking about the whole gene thing, I'm like, yeah, they both have a breeding fetish. You're talking about genes and, features, but you have some people who get into these type of relationships and that's what they're on. So, but people aren't ready for that conversation. It's very strange. Honey PX says, to keep having kids knowing you can't afford them is wild. It's like people who have kids just to stay on government assistance, but that's a whole nother story. Yup. That's the truth. Nefertiti's Kingdom says, what about Young Thug? Y'all speak up, man. I can't see y'all saying this in the comment. Is he going to jail or is he a free man? Why don't you ask the comments? Why would you send a message saying that? I don't know what's going on with Young Thug. Oh, I hear trick-or-treaters. They're ringing my doorbell. I ain't got no candy right now, child. They're running around their costumes. Aww. Oh, they got a golf course. Oh, I must live in a... Hey, y'all. They waving. I ain't got no candy. They're peeking in my window. They're literally on a golf court. On a, little golf cart or whatever. And he got the kids on the back of it. Yeah, I'm live streaming. They looking dead in my window like, you gonna come give us some candy? No. Y'all can drive off. I ain't got no candy. They look cute, though. They're literally in my window like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm live streaming. I ain't got no candy for y'all. Hey, neighbors. I know they got the damn golf cart out. Child, these neighbors is bougie, honey. About 10 kids just jumped off the golf cart and then started running over here. And I guess they seen the lights on in my office. So then they all came running to the office like... No, I ain't got nothing for y'all. And my youngest, he left. He's at work, so... yeah. My lights are off, so it's not like, I mean, my porch is decorated, you know, with scarecrows and pumpkins and stuff, but my lights are off. So usually if you see ain't no lights on, the person ain't got no treats. But I guess they seen the office lights. Was like, yeah, she about to give us something. Shit. I'll see y'all at the neighborhood barbecue. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get on to this other story. There's a lot going on. Oh my gosh. So I want to go ahead and talk about let's see. Kaleena. Let's talk about the whole Kaleena situation. Kaleena from Dirty Money. So BL hit me up yesterday and let me know that she did an interview with this podcast. And I watched the entire interview because I don't like to just go off of sound bites. I watched the entire interview and it was really disturbing to listen to. And there was some times that I would click off. I'm like, is this real? Like the stuff that she was talking about, the abuse that she went through, the family members abusing the children. Like you could tell she's been through a lot in life. But as I listened further, she was coming off like she was high as a kite. Like she was coming off like really high and just weird. And so she goes on to talk about her situation with Don, who was one half of Dirty Money. Then she also goes on to talk about Cassie. So let's go ahead and play the clip of her talking about Don, who fought the lawsuit on Diddy. So give me just a second here. Okay, I want to make sure I got the timestamp. Yep, okay. So we're going to go ahead and listen to this real quick.
That's the thing. You got named quite a few times in Dawn's lawsuit. I'm assuming there wasn't a conversation beforehand.
No. No.
What was it like finding that out when you woke up?
I was angry. I was pissed. You know, I'm feeding my frogs, dude. Like, you know, I'm working on my project. I'm at the end of it. And I'm just like waiting on my time. And I'm like just talking to God and like learning his voice. And then all of a sudden it's like a rip shot. Because Dawn knows me. And she know that all she ever had to do if something was going on was to say something. And it would have been fucking on. Like Donkey Kong. Like the fuck we talking about? We would have jumped that nigga. We would have fuck out of there. Or whatever. But that wasn't the case. Like, she never... To be honest with you, though me and Puff garnered a closer relationship, going into it, Dawn and Puff were closer. They had rapport. So, Puff can be mama a little bit, like little fucking catty. So, I just always thought that for his protection, possibly he could have been like just keeping distance between everybody. That's the thing, right? And it's a control thing as well. So I just thought maybe it could be that. But I think more than anything, it was more like, it was literal competition though. Like she literally looked at me like a threat. And like, I possibly could have been getting more than her because I had my husband and different things, but that wasn't the case. It was just the way I negotiated my deal. And I was already good. I was already good from publishing deal. I was already good from other things that were happening in my life. So I think she just possibly thought Puff gave me more than her and she just didn't have that, but that wasn't how that went.
What do you make of the ingredients in her lawsuit?
I think it's, I don't want to say bullshit, but I think maybe, if my lips are, I think maybe Dawn is, I don't know. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and shame the devil, but I will say broke motherfuckers would make you, they would do anything for money. And I just want what she's saying to be the truth. Because I'm confused. And if it's the truth, why wait so long to say anything? I don't know, guys. Like, nobody's fucking with me at that capacity, and I'll say shit. Everybody's gonna know it. I'm finna be locked up, 766, 911 call, police fucking locked up, crate, all that. Nobody's doing shit like that to me. And at some level, I didn't be like,
Child. Okay, so yeah, I just heard what she had to say about Don. I don't want to judge her mental state because I feel like she's been through a lot, especially in her childhood trauma. She's been through a lot in life, but something is not right with this interview. She's very off. Seems higher than giraffe pussy, if you ask me. But that aside, her being high aside, she's just very off in this interview. It's just very weird, like listening to her talk. She seems uncomfortable. It's like she's going so hard to try and ride for Puff. It's just very, very strange. So now let's go ahead and pull up when she was talking about the Cassie situation. So let's go to Instagram and watch that.
what was the thing? She's a model. She was well taken care of. She was
You told me a story about going to an apartment one time.
you know which one? The fucking one that would look like a closet? That all white fucking condo in New York? That's just glass with glass stairs escalating up the fucking 70-foot ceiling, 100-foot ceiling. Wild shit. Spoiled. So I'm not saying Cassie is not deserving of any of these things, but this was her life. And so though I was okay, I was like middle class, okay. She was like, rich girl, I want to go hang out with my friend for the weekend in fucking Tahiti, okay. And just lay up and get sun, okay.
You asked her how much she was making.
Yeah, I just wanted to know where her allowance was because she had an allowance. And I wanted to know if she was being smart with her money and she was being smart with the opportunity, because the first thing I think is like, what would I do in that position? I don't know. I would own homes. I would have owned businesses. I would have been giving other people opportunities. I wouldn't have been waiting for Puff to do my project. I would have been doing my own project. I just would have had a lot more. Like, nigga, you gonna do this shit for me, because I would have done it for myself. And so when I asked how much she was making, it was like close to $30,000, almost $50,000 a week. That's a lot of money. Even on the low end, when you say $10,000 a week, that's a lot of money for somebody to just, here it goes. You can just blow that. And then cars for your family, and then flights for your family, and then all that stuff. I'm just saying. And I'm just allegedly talking, right? Because who knows what she was really getting.
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't know. But what I will say is, if in fact that's what Cassie was getting, and that's what she was privy to, I think I would have been trying to strive to show my husband that I was queenly enough to be entitled to take care of his billions and millions of dollars and possibly his children and be the queen of that empire. But I didn't see that.
Okay. I'm getting like a real jealous vibe during this part of the interview where she's talking about Cassie. My thing is, if you guys know about Kaleena's backstory, like the stuff that we saw when she was on Love and Hip Hop, her and Tony were always struggling. Let's keep that real. How are you going to ask somebody about, are you investing your money? What are you doing with the money that Puffy's giving you? You know what I'm saying? If you're making 30 grand a week, I hope you buying real estate and property. I would never take advice from somebody who ain't got shit. How many times on this show did we see them going from pillar to post, struggling, filing bankruptcy? I think, let's have an honest conversation. I think the issue is here, and a lot of women like to play crazy, but you have women who feel away when other women are in certain positions financially. And they're willing to put up with just the worst treatment, the worst nonsense, cheating, bullshit, so that way they can live a certain lifestyle. And I really think deep down inside, that's what she's getting at. Why wasn't it me? I'd have been cool. I'd have took it. I'd have shut it up. I'd have been queenly. What about a freak off and having to have your so-called man hire prostitutes, male prostitutes from all around the country to sleep with you? What about that is king or queenly? That is sick and demonic. But again, you got a lot of people who are willing to sell their soul. They're willing to put up with anything just to be next to fame, just to be in proximity to fame. Remember, Puffy, Diddy, whatever you want to call him, is a very powerful individual. So you had a lot of people who were willing to, put up with the nonsense. She, to me, is mad because she's not Diddy's type. So she would have never been extending that offer to be one of Diddy's girls. He made money with her. They did dirty money. They did the collaborations as far as music. But as far as being a kept woman, she's not Diddy's type. Because as she speaks, all I'm hearing is like this resentment towards Cassie. Like, if that was me, I'd have did this, I'd have did that. But it wasn't you, and you should be thanking God that it wasn't you. See, this is a conversation people don't want to have with certain women. That you do have a lot of women, they're really willing to put up with anything because of who the man is. And I believe that Cassie was initially. I'm not making it seem like Cassie's all the way 100% innocent in this. Because at some point in time, she left her man, Ryan Leslie, right? That is how she met Puff. When she seen it was a better opportunity to get with Puff, she thought the grass was going to be green on the other side. And she dipped off to the other side and found out there was nothing over there on that other side of the grass but mud and shit, literally. So I feel like you have a lot of women who are willing to put up with certain things for a lifestyle, to be next to a man, just like with Drea Kelly's weird ass. For years, she would cuss out anybody on the internet who brought up R. Kelly's allegations and how they felt about R. Kelly. She didn't care as long as she was living that lifestyle and she had that proximity to fame. So much so this damn lady done got remarried and refused to take on her husband's new name, but kept her abuser's last name. And people still make excuses for that. Oh, she wants the same last name as her children. Bullshit. The woman was remarried and still kept this man's last name after her children were grown. Why would you need the same last name as your children when you got grown children? Her kids aren't in kindergarten. I think the problem with Kaleena is she's mad that she wasn't one of those girls. I really do. Because the way she's speaking, she's coming out very spiteful. She's talking about, she's like really trying to diminish Cassie. And like I said, I'm not saying that Cassie's all the way 100% innocent in her motives initially. But at some point in time, Puff got her when she was really young, okay? She was 19. After a while, as you grow and your frontal lobe develops, and you realize how sick and devious and disgusting and demonic this situation is, you eventually want to get up out that situation, which she had every right to do, and to walk away. And when she kept trying to leave and walk away, hence the video of him beating her in the hallway like a madman. So it's really sad that she's making all these excuses. Let's finish watching the video.
Per se, I just saw like Cassie having a good time as a young girl and really didn't want the bothers of like that life.
Cassie.
Love her to death, naive, like getting high. She likes partying. She liked that. Was the thing. She's a model.
Okay. So it's funny that she's saying she likes getting high and all this stuff. And it's like, well, you clearly look high right now. So what difference does it make? You know, I just think like the whole situation with her. And I'm not saying she has to like have Cassie's back or Don's back because her feelings are her feelings. But it is very strange that this is your stance after you received a phone call 56 times from, you know, from Diddy, and y'all are talking back and forth is what she was saying in the interview, and, you know, trying to figure stuff out. I feel like she feels that if she has his back and she goes to bat for him and she throws the other women under the bus, that there will be a pot of gold for her at the end of the rainbow. Like when all this is said and done, he will see that I had his back. And then he'll do something for her. Maybe help her get her kids back, you know, something. But she just looks out of her mind in this interview. And like I said, I felt bad for her because I watched the full interview, and she's been through a lot. She's fighting a lot of demons. She's been through a lot of childhood trauma that was just really disturbing to listen to. So I really feel bad for Kaleena. And I think because of some of that childhood trauma and what she went through, she doesn't have a lot of empathy for these other women. Because maybe to her, she feels like she's been through worse. You should be happy. Because some women have that mentality that I'd rather be crying in a Bentley than be crying in a Ford pickup. Or be crying in a, you know, a Nissan Coupe or something. You know what I'm saying? And she gives me the energy that she's that type of woman. That she's willing to put up with anything as long as the lifestyle is okay. She has the same mentality as Madam Carisha. Carisha's another one. She'd rather be crying in a mansion, dealing with her man cheating, impregnating other people, and doing all types of devious stuff, as long as she's still able to live a lifestyle that she had become accustomed to. And I feel like that was the issue with Kaleena, is that she felt away. Like, because remember, Dirty Money, I believe, if I'm not wrong, were they out before Cassie came out? If they weren't before Cassie, they were all out around the same time. But I believe they were out before Cassie came out, if I'm not mistaken. So she might be like, you know, were they? No? It's around the same time? Okay, like around the same time frame. Okay. Because she'd been working with Diddy for years, way before Cassie came in the fold. She'd been working with Diddy for years. But Dirty Money came out after. Okay, perfect. I feel like she feels like because she had been working with him in the studio on projects and been knowing him for years, you know, she was talking about how she'd be in there with Whitley, what was his name? The one that passed away, Lashane Daniels, Dark Child. It was like a lot of them. They'd be producing and writing together, and Diddy. You know, she'd been making songs and writing songs since she was 17. So she's known him over half her life. And I think she feels like I've been here for years and I've never been afforded what he afforded Cassie. You know, she came, and within a few months, yeah, LaShawn Daniels, thank you. She came, and within a few months, he's putting her up. She's living in this, you know, house with all these windows and all this glass and this spiral stairwell. Even the way she was describing the house, it's coming from a place of envy. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And like I always tell y'all, sometimes rejection is protection. Maybe the fact that you look the way you look is a blessing that he didn't want you. Because we all know what he's attracted to. So maybe it's a blessing that he wasn't attracted to your type. And Kaleena's a pretty girl, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying, she doesn't look like Cassie is what I'm saying. Is that look at that as a blessing. That you weren't pimped out and ran through. And possibly exposed to all types of STDs. Why is she not looking at it from that angle? As opposed to looking at it from a jealousy angle. It's really, really sad. Her disposition and her demeanor. It's really, really sad. But it comes off as hurt and envy. And, you know, as far as the situation with her and Don, that's for them to fight it out. They were in the group together. She said she never got a sisterly vibe from Don. You know, I don't understand that, why they weren't closer, but, you know, that's between the both of them. But I'm kind of like surprised at how hard she's going for Diddy. But again, it makes sense because Diddy and her husband, they're very close. She's been very close with him for years. And maybe the reason why they're now speaking out, because again, Aubrey O'Day has been low-key sending shots and blasting Diddy for years, and she was ignored and dismissed. And maybe the reason that Don is finally speaking out is that she feels safe because he's now locked up. This is a very powerful man. So I just think it's really sad that she's not understanding what a blessing that is, that she wasn't one of his chosen ones. So let me see here. So now I've been out here for an hour and 20 minutes. Okay. Let me get to this MrBeast situation. And then Ray J. Okay, so MrBeast is currently going through it right now. So when we last left off, a lot of ex-employees were blasting him. He had hired a PDF file to work at, you know, at Beast Games and for his company, knowing that his channel is geared towards children. What's her name? Rosita. She came out recently and said that they had gotten a bunch of work chat messages on their Telegram and that there was a lot of not for safe things in there. And then Keemstar tried to come out and basically say that they were lying. So they were going back and forth yesterday on social media. And then now he's being accused of running a large crypto scam as well. So when it rains, it definitely pours. So let's go ahead and start with this video of Keemstar real quick, talking about trying to basically blast Dog Pack. Give me just a second here. Okay.
Dog Pack 404 and Rosanna. Your blind hatred for MrBeast has set you up for the biggest L of 2024. You guys, over the last 24 hours, tried to convince the entire internet that MrBeast and Chris Tyson in a work chat were sharing. That's a heavy allegation. You even came out with a statement that you reported MrBeast and Chris Tyson in their work chat to the FBI to investigate this. I knew something was wrong right away when Rosanna used the alleged in her thumbnail. In fact, she A/B tested it to see which thumbnail would perform the best. And now we're getting updates that it wasn't at all. We're getting updates that it wasn't a work chat. It was a meme chat created by Chris Tyson.
I mean, this is just absolutely.
Okay, so this came off of Kowalski's channel. So now let me bring y'all to this other channel. So this is them going back and forth about the situation. Keemstar is going really hard to like defend MrBeast, which is very interesting because Keemstar himself has a young teenage daughter. But yet he's going so hard to like discredit Rosanna. And I don't understand why. Because she's been keeping her foot on MrBeast's neck. Everything from the Lunchley scandal with all the mold in the cheese. Like any chance she gets, she is going in on MrBeast, as she should. So I don't understand like what his issue is with this.
With Drama Alert trying to call out Rosanna and Dogpack, saying that apparently the work group chat was actually created by Ava, and it was actually created as a meme channel by Ava. As you can see here in this message, I created this chat for NSFW memes because the other people in the dumpster fire one are normies. And then you can see in this second photo here, that's work stuff. This is a non-company meme chat, but it's work stuff we've been working hard on. Now this comes from Drama Alert, and then Rosanna actually responded to that post saying incorrect. Multiple people from these chats have confirmed they were work chats and they discussed work often. I've attached just a few examples with some insurance fraud as well. I honestly didn't think the Gooner Gang, Keemstar and his attack puppies, would band together to defend pedo jokes in the MrBeast main Telegram chat, but here we are. Side note, I've heard from multiple sources that Keemstar is in business with MrBeast in an undisclosed partnership. Care to clear that up, Keem? And then as we take a look here, we can see that Ava also puts in here. This is now our company chat for Telegram of important people that need to share important messages. And then next here we have Lokoya Hill. Have you guys seen the new Lamborghini yacht? There has to be a video idea in there somewhere. Creators. Lokoya, I'm warning you all now, and it's, you know, if you come into the studio without a mask, we'll have to take your temperature. P.S. We only have rectal thermometers. Of course, Lokoya posted that. And then responses as if that's a threat. Ava Tyson, BRB, throwing away all my masks. Cough, cough, ooh, I'm coming down with something. And then here is the insurance fraud, allegedly. Ava says, get that check, bro. Go to the hospital and the insurance company will give you more money. They gave me $7K when a guy ran into the back of me, LMAO. All he did was bent my bumper. I pocketed it. So we're already kicking it off with, you know, establishing that the Telegram leaks were coming from a work group chat, and additionally that Ava alleged.
Okay, so let me get his channel name here. He is Quintheo. So that is his channel. So basically, Keemstar was trying to discredit Rosanna by saying that it's not a work group chat. They just made this up. They ended up bringing receipts showing that this was a work group chat. This is the type of environment that MrBeast had at his place of employment, and that he knew everything. He knew that Ava, Chris Tyson, you know, had all types of issues, you know, was into PDF and all types of stuff. So the MrBeast brand is just steadily going down. A lot of these big YouTubers, they're having a lot of issues right now. On top of MrBeast, you had the KSI, Logan Paul drama, the Lunchley drama, Logan being sued because of the whole Prime situation along with KSI. And then we all know his drama with CoffeeZilla. So it is a lot going on in this YouTube space. The YouTube streets, well, the big white YouTube spaces are super messy right now. So now another thing that's going on, it came out yesterday that the FBI is now investigating possibly MrBeast being involved in a crypto scam where he was able to pocket between $13 to $23 million. So we're going to go ahead and watch this news clip real quick here from Crypto Briefing.
MrBeast is facing serious allegations, with investigators linking him to crypto wallets suspected of insider trading. My name is Gloria, and this is Crypto Briefing breaking news. Be involved in insider trading and pump and dump schemes using over 50 crypto wallets. These wallets are linked to high-profile projects like Superverse and Eternity Chain, where MrBeast allegedly promoted tokens before selling them at peak value. Analysts have traced wallet activities showing coordinated asset dumps, suggesting a network involving influencers like KSI and Alex Becker. The investigation highlights MrBeast's potential profits from projects like Superverse, where he reportedly made over $7 million. Further scrutiny is on his involvement with other projects, including Refinable and XCAD, where similar patterns of promotion and sell-offs were noted. Experts suggest that MrBeast's actions may have led to significant losses for his followers, raising questions about ethical conduct and accountability in the crypto space. Ongoing developments are expected as more details emerge from this investigation.
All right. So the thing that's like really disturbing with the whole crypto thing is this man makes money hand over fist. His videos are geared towards children. As we know, children, they'll watch and rewatch stuff over and over again. His channel is basically family friendly. He mainly does challenges. He makes all that money back in views. So then why do you then have to in turn scam your fans? Like, I don't understand this with a lot of these big white YouTubers who get pushed through the algorithm. They get invited to all the huge YouTube events, and they're basically the faces of this platform, right? Why are they always involved in scams? Like, it doesn't make any sense. The same thing was that I don't know if that was Logan or the other brother, one of the Paul brothers. He was also, I think it was Logan Paul, right? He was accused of a crypto scam by CoffeeZilla, and then that's why he's suing CoffeeZilla. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It's like, how much money do y'all need? Like, y'all are blessed. They get all types of sponsorships and brand deals. And, you know, I know the Paul brothers, they're boxing and they're doing UFC. They're doing all this stuff. where they can get a bag, but they still choose to literally scam with crypto and then leave their followers holding the bag. Like, it does not make any sense. So I don't know yet if the FTC, I'm assuming they might be investigating, but this all broke yesterday. Let me see if I can find the news article on it here. But yeah, they're gonna start coming yeah, it's on Yahoo Finance now. They're not playing anymore with these pump and dumps. So they're definitely looking into it. It looks like somebody had been investigating him for a while. So they just been collecting the information, but they're going to turn it over. And then I also heard that he had discontinued Lunchly. So after all, like the bad press, people finding mold in their cheese. I had heard that it was that I think he made an announcement yesterday he discontinued it, if I'm not mistaken. So it is. It's just flat out greed. Like, no matter how big these YouTubers get, their channels, their notoriety, it's always like they want more. They always want more. And it does not make any sense. Like, that's the last thing he needed to do. You have so many people who like support him and watch him. He makes money off his channel hand over fist. So why do a pump and dump? It makes no sense. But again, his name is MrBeast, so that tells you everything you need to know. So now, last but not least, let's get on to this Ray J story. So what's going on is that basically TMZ have reported that Diddy's sons, you know, the ones that the internet keep acting like they're 12 and 13, Diddy's grown-ass sons, who I keep telling y'all, they're in their 30s. I think Tristan is 26, but Quincy and Justin are like 31, 32. They try to press Ray J because if you guys don't know, Ray J has been on a hobo tour as of late, running his mouth about Diddy to Chris Cuomo and whoever else will listen. And they didn't like the things that Ray J was saying. So they ended up pressing Ray J at a party. So let me go ahead and refresh y'all's memory on this Ray J clip here. Give me just a second and pull this up. Ray J's the last person who needs to be on all these news outlets talking, but okay, child. All right, here goes the clip here of Ray J speaking on Diddy.
The guys and the women who have always wanted to be around Diddy. Have you noticed that like nobody from his real inner circle has been out there? I mean, saying that they believe in him or that they don't believe in him, whatever it is, they're like not coming out. Ray J has known Diddy most of his life. He considers him a mentor as well as one of his closest friends. What do you want people to know about how these allegations hit you? Had you ever thought you would hear this about the man?
I didn't, and I think it's a different time in this game. And you know, when you look at our mentors and the people that have kind of shaped this culture, it's important to acknowledge the mistakes that they've made. And we have to hold everybody accountable for what they've done. But I don't think this is a time to tear anybody down, right? Instead, it's a time for this industry and everybody that's going through this and seeing this to learn from the mistakes and create a roadmap for the future of the industry together, right? In unity. I think that's the next plan that I think needs to be put in play. And with all the allegations and everything that's been going on, it is definitely shaking this industry up. So the importance of unity right now, I think, is the key to a positive future.
Okay, Ray J. So that was him. He won't stop with these interviews. He's constantly speaking on Diddy. He's on this hobo Diddy tour. Nobody else is really speaking out besides Ray J. So the Sons decided to press him, and so this went viral, and Whack 100 ended up calling Ray J and had Ray J on the phone. So we're going to go ahead and listen to this. Just a bunch of grown men, child, on this. I feel like I'm back in the 90s. You know the party line when everybody would call people on three-way? But these were like grown men. They're all on this big party line with Ray J. Look at all these men. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And y'all say that women love to gossip. Hold on, let me refresh this. Hopefully it'll play. Hopefully it's not down. Let me go on here. See if it comes up on X. Okay, here we go. I don't have no candy. Let me throw stuff in my house. Somebody hit the damn window. I ain't got no candy, child. Okay, let's go ahead and get started.
You didn't have donut then with you? I ain't had nobody with me. So how many of them was it? 2, 3? What? I don't know, like 8. Oh, so it was them at 8 and they tried to rush you for real. Yeah, but don't put the...
Hold on, y'all. See, I couldn't hear. I'm sorry. I think it was on the wrong screen. Okay, let me do it over. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, let me know if y'all can hear. I think it was on the wrong screen, so it wasn't playing.
Stop hanging with Young Buck and I'm gonna get the squad back with him. Ray J. No. Listen now. Everybody been calling me, and you know until you call me, I feel like it's no big deal. All right? So I'm talking to the exposer homies. They talking about the Combs is trying to rush you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They tried to rush you in Miami? Nigga, in LA, nigga. Where? Bro, you know I'm not gonna call y'all because this could go somewhere else. And I'm like, you know, at the club, dog. But you didn't have donut then with you? I ain't had nobody with me, dog. So how many of them was it? 2, 3? What? I don't know, like 8. Oh, so it was them at 8 and they tried to rush you for real. Yeah, but don't put this up, blood. Nah, it's going out. Nah, blood. It's just going out, dog. Like, fuck them niggas now. So my question to you is, can I put the other stuff out that we've been knowing about? Nah, they too young. Like, it ain't like that. Like, I moved away from it. Like, huh? I tried to talk some sense into, like, what happened, but I just, you know what I'm saying, luckily the homie Chris is there. What? Wait, what Chris? Chris Brown, bro. But whack, don't put this shit up online. Bro. Nah, it's this. Oh, fuck them niggas. Nah, but still, don't. It's going up. It's already online. It's online that the niggas tried to rush you, and you ain't told me shit. Fuck you, it's everywhere, nigga. It's everywhere that the niggas tried to rush you. They ain't say they put their hands on you. I just said the little homie gonna squabble up. I thought it was just one. Now you telling me them and 8 niggas, so it's on. It don't need to be like that. Nah, that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. All right, so I'm gonna call you when I get back tomorrow. I'm gonna pull up on you. All right. They tried to get the little homie. Yeah, but whack, they hot as fire grease right now. Leave them niggas alone. Man, I don't give a fuck how hot they is. They hot. They hot. Nigga, we run into you, nigga. When we run into you, act like it's 1995. Yeah. They hot though. Now you gonna try to rush a nigga 8 deep. That's crazy.
I mean, rushing nigga 8 deep, he shouldn't have got up out of there.
No,
dead homies. He should have been knocked out.
Yo, Luke, that's crazy. That's crazy. And Ray J over there being sympathetic. You know what I'm saying? He want to leave it alone because he know. So they say Chris Brown stopped. Well, Chris Brown did what he's supposed to do as a Paul Rule, right? I keep telling niggas Chris Brown is racking up his points. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling niggas, I said, look, 10 years ago, you asked me, I'm like, I ain't paying that nigga no mind. But he's pretty serious about what he's talking about. Another thing, I watched the Chris Brown segment. Y'all watch that?
Nah, I ain't seen it yet. I ain't seen it yet.
Yo, listen, bro, I watched it 3 times. Okay, this is what I don't.
Okay, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm not about to sit there and listen to these grown men just talk and talk and talk and talk. They're funny. But so again, the whole situation is nuts. So now we have confirmation that it really did happen. Diddy's grown sons try to press Ray J. They came at him 8 deep, trying to beat him up because Ray J won't stop going on all these interviews. His sons need to simmer down. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, who was that? Reggie Wright said that. It's hot out here. Your dad's already under a microscope. Y'all really should be on y'all's best behavior. Really, to be honest, why are they even going to any parties? Ain't no party like a Diddy party, right? They should have just had a party for themselves at home. I would not even be trying to be out here being seen like that. Because again, Christian, the one that actually looks like Diddy, he got a R case against him. He's named in one of the lawsuits. And so is Justin. So like I told y'all last week, I said I'm starting to think that Quincy's not as innocent as the internet keeps wanting to make him be. Just for the fact that he's constantly defending Diddy. And now we're finding out. They said all 3 sons tried to beat up Ray J. Meaning Quincy was there and Quincy was with the shits. But y'all keep saying that he's innocent. Okay. So something ain't right. Something ain't right. So I'm going to go ahead and read these last few super chats. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Because I know I do have candy. I can't do both. I can't live stream and hand out candy. And my son went to work. I said this earlier. People were like, candy's only $5 at the store. Yes, I have candy. I just don't have it to pass out. So once I get off of here, if more kids come, they'll get it. Because then I'll be free to pass it out. But I'm going live first and foremost. Okay. Let me see here. So let me read some of these. M sent $13, says, how did Cassie leave Diddy? Cassie left because Diddy hired a personal trainer named Alex Fine. And Alex Fine was supposed to help get him and Cassie into shape. Because we know Diddy's shaped like like he got birthing hips. So he wanted to lose weight, get into shape, you know what I'm saying, make himself look good for, Cassie and the other men. And Cassie started opening up to Alex Fine. And I'm sure that Alex Fine was also witnessing how Cassie was being treated behind the scenes. Either way, they ended up falling in love with each other. And the trainer got her out that situation. So Alex Fine basically is credited with saving her life. That is what she says. And she now has 2 children with Alex Fine as well. So that is how she was able to escape the clutches of evil Diddy. Alex Fine did a good job on saving her. Let's see here. C. Cavalli says, hey, T, looking good as usual. Dignity and peace of mind have no price. Exactly. Thank you for the super chat, love. Antonia said, Young Thug is free, y'all. Let me Google what is going on with Young Thug. Y'all keep talking about this. Is he really free? Let me see. Hold on. Oh, snaps. That must happen while I came live. Hold on. Let me pull this up. TMZ is reporting that Thugger Thugger is free. Hold on. Let me share my screen real quick here. So he pled guilty though? So they're saying here, Young Thug freed from prison after accepting guilty plea in YSL RICO. But I wonder what the catch is. All right, let's go ahead and watch this real quick here. Let me see if I can watch it on Twitter. Okay, let's watch it on Twitter.
not lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence. And in permitting a no-low plea to the RICO count and one of the two gang counts, I would not be permitting the no-low to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are committed to time served concurrent with count 1. Count 61, 5 years to serve. That is required to be also a consecutive sentence. So that's going to be run consecutively to count 56 and backloaded. Count 62, 10 years to serve, also required to be served consecutively. That's going to be consecutive to count 61, also backloaded. So essentially,
Okay, so they're saying he's free, but I don't understand. Like, I thought the case against him with the state was sloppy, anyways. The RICO, I mean, the fact that they were using my videos as evidence in the trial was just weird, and a lot of other people on social media stuff as well. But my thing is, why does he even have to plead guilty if he didn't do anything wrong? Like, I thought they were going to throw the case out because the case just got so convoluted after a while that I checked up out of it. So that's weird. And I'm seeing here that they're saying he's going to be on probation or whatever that is, where he has to, like, he can't get in any type of trouble. So I wonder how long that's going to be. But that's good, though, because a lot of people do not escape a RICO, but it's also a state RICO case. It's not a federal one. Usually if it's federal, it's way more serious. Okay, so y'all said probation 15 to 20 years. Ooh. That man can't get into no mess for 15 years. That's a long time. If he does, he automatically gets 20 years. Okay, so that's what Lane just wrote. See, I knew it had to be something. If he's pleading guilty, they're not just letting him walk out. So he can't get into no trouble. So if he gets into any little trouble, he's automatically going to do 20 years. And they got a 15-year pending sentence over his head. That's, I don't know. He going to have to come out and convert to Islam. Do something, child. That's crazy. 15-year probation is insane. Good luck to him. Hopefully he'll be able to, I mean, he has enough money where maybe he can just fade out into obscurity, go live his, private life, maybe just make beats, stay away from rapping and gangbanging. That's really going to be his only choice. But that's a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see what ends up, happening with all that, with that whole situation. But I know he's happy to be free. You know what I'm saying? I know he's happy as hell. Shit. He was in there for what? Almost like 2 years? So let me see here. This is the last super chat and I'm about to go. Mucho Bella Senpai says, I wonder how Cassie was able to keep from getting pregnant for 10 years. I think it was intentionally. She obviously have kids. From what I've been told behind the scenes, because I asked that same question, abortions. And I'm going to leave it at that. So on that note, you guys, y'all have a safe and happy Halloween. I'm about to turn on my light and, you know what I'm saying, whatever kids come, they come. But thank y'all for coming through to my stream today. This was a wonderful stream. I had a good time. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching.